The Labour Party has officially launched an investigation into two councillors, Kizar Hussain and Afad Nawaz, after they were filmed engaging in what was termed sectarian chanting and leafleting for an extremist movement targeting a minority Muslim group.
Here's footage of Hussain recorded in Walsall in the West Midlands last month.
Zindabad, 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 Zindabad.
Well, let's get more now from our GB News Investigates reporter Charlie Peters joining us. And what is the Labour Party saying now, or what it's looking into, and what it will do, in fact, as a result of that?
Well, they won't confirm where the investigation will go, but they're looking principally into the issue there that the leafleting and the chanting that we saw was targeting this minority Muslim group, the Ahmadi Muslims.
Right.
About 20 million worldwide, 30,000 in Britain. They differ theologically from the majority of Muslims insofar as they believe in having multiple prophets, the potential for more prophets. Now, Mr Nawaz and Mr Hussain, gathering in Walsall in the West Midlands last month, were chanting about the finality of the prophet, which is fine in and of itself. However, we looked into the leaflets on your screen at the moment, and we found that there was some extremely sectarian and extremist material inside them, describing Ahmadis as liars and apostates. And so Labour have started an internal investigation.
So it's this mix of politics and religion, then?
That's right. I mean, it could be found to be a breach of the NEC Labour rules on targeting people based on their religious background and also the local government code of conduct. We have an update today, which we brought to the Labour Party last night when they confirmed this investigation, when we looked into the background of the author of this leaflet, Mr Mohammed Dinsi Alvi. He, in 2012, was found to have breached the Ofcom code when he broadcast on Takbir TV describing Ahmadis as filth and people that had to be removed from society, and failed to push back on a guest when a guest described them as snakes with monstrous intentions, not, you might suggest, people that Labour Party politicians should be associating with. And most troublingly, we went to the Labour Party with these concerning allegations 2 weeks ago. The two politicians, Mr Nawaz and also Mr Hussain, both denied any links with extremist movements or organisations. This leaflet seems to suggest otherwise. So
there is going to be an investigation. I mean, how long do these investigations of this type tend to last? I mean, it's not going to be a quick thing, is it?
Well, we've dug up rather a lot for them to look at.
Yeah, I mean, so, how much have they got to look at?
Well, quite a lot. I mean, the leaflet itself is extensive, 12 pages, none of it particularly pleasant. But also there's got to be the background behind this movement that they're accused of being associated with. The Khatme Nabawat movement, it's called. It's popularised in Bangladesh and Pakistan, but it's growing its followers in Britain. And there was a murdered shopkeeper in Glasgow, you may recall Asad Shah, in 2016. Followers of this group celebrated this man's death because he was an Ahmadi Muslim, and there are now concerns that links with that organisation are growing in Britain.
So this is outside Walsall as well, then? That there are other areas where there's concern?
It's a global concern, and we have seen recent reports, specifically in Britain, where this movement is spreading. In South London, there was a mosque in Stockwell, which was found around the same time of the death of Asad Shah, his murder, that was also sharing leaflets calling for the death of Ahmadi Muslims.
And has there been any response from the Ahmadi community itself on what's been going on?
So I've reached out to them several times, and they've confirmed, that this is run-of-the-mill for them, quite concerningly, that they regularly face persecution for their stalls. They engage with the public very regularly as to discuss their faith and to share their perspective of their Islamic theology, and they are regularly targeted throughout Britain. And so they did say that this was a hate crime, that they'd reported it to the police, and the police said that investigations were on.
Well, I was going to ask you about, obviously, criminal investigations. One assumes that might start at some stage then.
The police confirmed 2 weeks ago they were looking into it, but no leads had been established as of yet. But I believe the investigation remains open.
Right. OK, well, thank you very much indeed for updating us on that. We'll see what that investigation brings.